Hello everyone, we are the team number 4 and we are going to present you our integrative project, that is the import of supplies and production machinery and export plant for solid shampoo of the company SAPONE ARTESANAL. Hello, my name is Daniela Ramirez and I will be the importer for this integrative project. SAPONE ARTESANAL is a company dedicated to manufacturing cosmetic products for skincare with natural ingredients. The products that they produce are soap, shampoo, solid conditioner, body scrubs, and everything is made up in an artisanal way. The product to export is an anti-fall solid shampoo of 60 grams made of rosemary, bergamot, and exotic verbena. Has medical properties and is 100% natural. Their benefits are correct and prevents the hair loss and hydrates the hair root. Their tariff fraction is 33.05/1001, that is shampoos according to the Mexican tariff. The machinery to import is an stainless steel food and herb hydration machine. Is made of stainless steel. It has 10 trays for placing fruit and herbs, has timer, and has a total weight of 16 kilograms. Their tariff fraction is 84, 19, 89, 14, that is evaporadores o deshidratadores according with the Mexican tariff. The input to import is 13 kilograms sodium cocoa isothiionate, that is a SCI tensoactive. It is an organosulfurous compound that has many uses in the personal and domestic care industries. Derived from the fatty acids in coconut oil and isothionic acid, which is a type of sulfonic acid. Their benefits is provides the shampoo with the properties necessary to create foam and disinfecting components. Their tariff fraction is 34.02/1199, that is los demás according with the Mexican tariff. The country selected for the export of the product is Germany. According to a previous market study, it was possible to diagnose that according to trade map application, the European continent is one of the highest demand for import of soaps and shampoos. As we can see in the following table obtained from trade map, is shown the importation that our product has, that is 5,758,135 in import value. As we can see, Germany is in the 4th position and supporting us in the percentage that increased, giving us the opportunity of develop the exportation, expecting good results in base of a good growth and importation in this product. The purchasing company will be Topwell, that is a hairdressing market in Berlin that has a large selection of hairdressing equipment, hair cosmetic, and hair care products. The export transport is a 2-axle dry box truck. This transport was selected to transfer the merchandise from Durango to the port of Altamira, and it adapts perfectly. As we can see in the next chart, we have the cost that is for the company Grupo Castores and has the cost of 1,821, and it includes the insurance, deliver, and maneuvers. Also, we made other quotes with other companies that were Tres Guerras and UPS, but we select this one because it's the most economical for the company. Also, we have a container ship that was selected for export maritime transport and also adapts perfectly for the conditions of the merchandise. As we can see in the next chart, we have the cost for the company Europrim shipping with the cost of 12,540. That includes the pickup, maneuvers, ocean freight, and the deliver. Also, we made the other quotes with the companies that are World Freight Rates and Sea Rates, but we choose this one because it's the most economical for the where the merchandise will go in a 20-feet dry van container of 28 tons. The machinery to import comes in a 2-axle truck with a closed box for the Amazon company, which is in charge of delivering the merchandise to the doors of the company that has a capacity of 18 tons. Also, the SEI input will be transported in a truck like we commissioned by the Mercado Libre company with the same delivery obligation. The loading equipment to be used for the export will be using a forklift to place the pallet with the boxes inside to the 20-feet container. For the export, we have an estimated time of 25 days. For imports, as the products comes in a single box and for parcel service, only a wheelbarrow will be used as equipment for loading and unloading and for the authorized personnel to put the boxes inside the truck. For the import, we have the estimated time of 1 week.
Hi, I'm Carlos Olivas. I am the processor in this project. First of all, we have the pure recognition. We know that the instrument that determines whether or not the merchandise is custom recognition is the automatic selection mechanism. We need to identify all the general information that we have in the request, and also we need to attach certain documents to check in the customs, for example the invoice, the bill of lading, the documents to verify the compliance with the non-tariff regulations, the documents to verify the compliance with the norms, the compensatory fees if in case of the merchandise has these fees, and also any fee trade agreement that our merchandise has, if is the case. Some of the things that we need to have in the physical examination of the goods is consisting counting the description of the merchandise, the measuring units, the number of pieces that are the merchandise, the nature of the merchandise, the target classification, the origin of different components of the merchandise, and then the compliance with the norms or commercial description of the goods and certification of that it accomplished with that norm. And also we have the previous acts. As we know, this is a procedure when the merchandise is revised before the custom recognition. In this process, the customs authority takes samples of the merchandise if it's necessary, and also detect that all the documentation is alright to go to the custom recognition, and also to determine the payment of taxes and contributions according to the type of merchandise that it is. And also we have the revalidation of the bill of lading, that we know this is a document that the shipping company expenses to the custom agent to verify that the merchandise is on that ship. And now we have the validation of the entry summary. As we know, the pre-validation is a part of the process of import-export when the authority checks the information of the entry summary. If it's correct, the payment of the entry summary is under the provisions of Article 56 of the Customs Law in the 3 following days after the payment date. For the calculation of the contributions, we are going to check certain legal bases. In the case of DTA, Derecho a Tramitado en Enero, we are going to check the Article 49 of the Federal Rights Law. There are certain fees that we need to pay according to the operation. And also the legal basis for the pre-validation, we need to go to the Article 16A of the Customs Law to solve the payment of that pre-validation. And also the general import tax and general export tax depends of the merchandise that we are going to export or import. The only thing that we need to pay for the product to export is the added value or IVA. In this case is the customs value of the merchandise, in this case the shampoo, multiplied by the 16% of the IVA. And also we pay a DTA of 342 pesos because this is the quantity that we need to pay according to export operations. For the machinery and the input to import, the only thing that we need to pay is the pre-validation, the contraprestación, and the added value. So this is not DTA because it's exempt according to a free trade agreement with the United States.
Hi there everyone, I'm Alonso Nájera. At this point I'm the custom agent of the Integrative Project SAPONE ARTESANAL. I'm going to tell you about depositing customs. The merchandise will have to be placed in a fiscal precinct until it is designated to a regiment according to the Article 23 of the Customs Law. The entry or exit of the merchandise from these places that were designated will have to be verified with a certificate that proves the receipt or delivery. According to the Article 25 of the Customs Law, the merchandise that is in the deposit may be the reason for the conservation, examination, and sampling as long as it don't be altered or modified. Here is when the previous recognition can take a place. It all according to the Article 42 of the Customs Law. If the custom agent has any doubt about the nature of the merchandise, here is when the sampling can be done. Now it's time to the physical review of the goods. According to the Article 151, 152, 184, and 185 of the Customs Law, the review of the merchandise will consist on the count and physical review that the verifier has to do, and in order to verify and compare what is declared in the documents. And speaking about physical review of the goods, there are 3 steps or phases that are used. The first one is the transportation. Here we have to locate the transport that is used to carry out the merchandise and check out the identification, as well as to check out the documentation and compare if these ones coincide with the ones that the customs have. The second one is the padlock seals and official seals. It consists in verify when it is mandatory to have them and check out the numeration that it has, comparing with the documentation. The third one is the merchandise. It consists in count the totality of packages that are carrying out, and when it is possible, and when it is not, at least you have to check out the 10% of the whole shipment. Now it's time to the gamma ray verification. The gamma ray equipment is the one that allows us to know the merchandise what is inside of the containers. It gives us densities of images, and with this we can compare the custom documents with what it is inside of the images. It helps us to know if there is any illegal introduction to the country, or if they are introducing any merchandise that is not declared in the documents. Now, to finish with my role, we have the DODA, that is in Spanish, the Documento de Operación para Despacho de Enero. This document is created based on the information that has the entry request when it is validated and it is paid. It contains a quick response code and as well the electronic signature of the custom agent, and has the digital seal of the SAT. This document is new and is very important because it comprehends the activation of the automated selected mechanism.
Hello, my name is Gilberto Sanchez Cepeda, and in this integrative project I am going to be the verifier in the customs clearance. As the verifier, it is necessary to follow the 13 general rules that are right down in the Manual of Customs Operations. This is to carry out the customs clearance in a well way. Talking about the customs recognition incidents, we can find the recognition report. That report is that in which all the incidents that have occurred with the merchandise are going to be reported in detail, and also the irregularities that can be presented. The legal provisions of that incidents are the following. The Article 176, Fraction 2 of the Customs Law, the Article 178, Fraction 4 of the Customs Law, and the Article 151, Fraction 2 of the Customs Law. Also, this report can be found in the Annex 14 of the Manual Customs Operation. We have some merchandises that are from hard identification. When those merchandises are presented in the customs, it will be done a sampling certificate that will be in which is going to be reported that situation, and also will be described in detail the facts of the product that is going to be sampling. The legal basis of this certificate is in the Article 44 of the Customs Law and also in the Article 66 of the Customs Law. The The certificate can be found in the Annex 12 of the Manual Customs Operation. Then in the present slide we have all the documentation that is going to be required at the moment of present the merchandises at customs. For the import of the machine will be presented the commercial invoice, the packing list, the certificate of origin, the entry summary, the compliance with non-tariff regulations, the manifest of value, and the port letter. Then we have the documentation that is going to be required for the import of the input. Those are the commercial invoice, the packing list, the certificate of origin, the entry summary, the compliance with the non-tariff regulations, the not labeled letter, the port letter, the manifest of value, and the registration of importers. Then we have the documentation that is going to be presented in the export of the product, that it is the anti-fall solid shampoo. This documentation will be the commercial invoice, the packing list, the entry summary, the conference custom, the entrust letter, the port letter, and the bill of lading. Those are all the documentation that will be need to present in the customs. Documents that we can present in any case of some irregularity or infraction at customs. These are the PAMA Act, the Sampling Act, the Customs Recognition Act, and the Customs Recognition Report.
Hello all people present, my name is Elina Luna and I'm the Custom Administrator of Piedras Negras, Coahuila with number of session 270. And in this part of the presentation I'm going to explain about the PAMA Act, Proceso Administrativo en Materia Aduanera, in the case that the merchandise has some irregularities. The legal definition of PAMA, it allows to the authority to know if a merchandise of foreign origin is legally in the country or if it complies with all the requirements to be imported. The legal basis for the PAMA are the articles 41, 123, 130, 153, and 157 of the Customs Law. In this case, the person who gets a PAMA is the importer, the owner of the company, Angélica Núñez de la Hoya, played by my partner Daniela Ramirez. The date and the place of the PAMA is on Piedras Negras, Coahuila Custom, with the date of May 26th of the year 2020. The cost of the PAMA is because the merchandise to import, in this case the input, that is 13 kilograms of SCI 10% in bags of 1 kilogram each, it doesn't comply with a note on labeling referring to the commercial information of the merchandise, and in an assumption that the good doesn't have any letter of non-labeling to import. As a process has different phases to follow. In this case, the first is to present the grant or act of irregularities that is shown in the previous slides as the report of incidents. The second one is the preparation of PAMA Act, that it describes the events in detail with the date, the place, the time, and the irregularities to report. In the third one, we have the period for the presentation of arguments of evidence. In this case, is 10 working days to present this kind of evidence or arguments. The fourth one is the period for the authority to issue the resolution to the procedure until 4 months. If in that time the authority does not issue a resolution, the merchandise is released by the law. And the last one is the issuance of the document with which the procedure ends. The different means of defense to use in the PAMA are the revocation resource, the administrative contentious trial, the nullity trial, the amparo trial, the suspension and cancellation of customs agent patent and customs agent authorization, and the jurisprudence.
The purpose of the home visit is to verify compliance with the customs obligations and request the exhibition of the documentation or the comproband that protect the legal ownership, possession, stay, or import of the merchandise, as well as the declaration of comproval of payment contributions. The legal basis of the home visit is the Article 42 of the Fiscal Code Federation. And also it is the verification of goods in transport that it consists in the verification and validation of the documents. Of course, the documents to present in the verification of transport are the commercial invoice, packing list, payment of contribution to foreign trade, certificate of origin and domiciles, real and without mistakes, only to mention some of them. The last point to explain as the custom administrator is the export route of the final product and the import route of the machinery and the input. For the export route, the export custom is the port of Altamira, Tamaulipas. The land transport is 2-axle dry box truck, and the maritime transport is a container carrier 20-feet container. And the export route from Durango to Altamira passing through Zacatecas, San Luis Potosí, and Tamaulipas. And finally, the maritime route of export from Altamira, Mexico to Hamburg, Germany. Okay, talking about the import route, the import custom is Piedras Negras, Coahuila. The origin of the raw material is Ohio, USA. A logistic route from Ohio, USA to Durango, Mexico, passing through Tennessee, Texas, Coahuila, Monterrey, and Durango. And the import route for the machinery, the custom of import is Piedras Negras, Coahuila. Origin of the machinery is Arkansas, USA. Logistic route from Arkansas, USA to Durango, Mexico.
To end with this presentation, we have the last point, that is the export process. First of all, we have the customer receive the containers of the merchandise. Then we have the transportation to the warehouse that is contracted by the client or the custom agent. Next, we have the loading of the merchandise in the port that is defined. Then we have the transport to the port that is normally contracted by the customer or the custom agents. Then is send the merchandise to the port of destiny, and then they make the custom broker where they check the request maneuvers, reception documents, they classify the merchandise, and they make and valid a request, and they calculate the tariff and payment in the custom. After those steps, they make the reception of the full container in custom, where they check and make the fumigation, mileage per ton, security fee, the shipping maneuver with full container and shipment of origin, where the container is sent to the destination according to the select Incoterm, and for the last thing, they have the final customer.
As a final conclusion of this integrative project, the work of each one of the team has increased our knowledge in our career. The international trade operation moved the world. We are ready to face the labor field, knowing that we still have a long way to go and things to learn, but that without a doubt we are prepared with the best basis thanks to this type of project. Thank you.